What's up? It's your boy Big G coming at you again with another video about some of my experiences working on Rikers Island. So I'm working in there on Rikers Island, and I run into a guy I know. I can say I know him fairly well because we grew up together, same neighborhood. I seen him around. You know how you know somebody from the neighborhood. You don't necessarily hang out with them, but you know him. You know his whole family. You know his whole family. I say what's up. It's respectable. Might have played ball together or some shit like that. But so he locked up now, and he's in my housing area, and I know why he's there because in the hood, when you do something in the hood, everybody know, right? He's there because he shot and killed somebody in my neighborhood, or up in Harlem, in which I know. I know both parties. I know his family, and I know the gentleman that he killed, his family. So he's sitting there and he's talking to me because he know me. He know I'm from the hood. I know a lot about what's going on. And some people, I guess through me, he want to validate what he did because I'll be in the gambling spots. I'll be on the basketball courts. I know a lot of people that he know as well too. So he's sitting there telling me his side of the story of why he did what he did. So I'm sitting there. I'm not judging. I'm not judging him because I wasn't there and I don't know the problem and I don't know why he did. But he wants to tell me. So he's telling me all these reasons about why he did that, and this dude was messing with him for a long time, was running off with his money, they was gambling, they had a drug transaction and stuff like that. And he said that this individual had a history of bullying him and jerking him and taking his money and doing stuff. So he finally got fed up. Dude pressed him one time, and it was one time too many, and then he just shot him. He killed him. So now he's there on trial. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say no names. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are probably familiar with this person, maybe not. So he's there on trial and he's fighting it. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling me how when he called home to his family, they're catching heat. They're catching heat from this guy's family. You know what I'm saying? So that brings me to, my question, because I see this a lot in our neighborhoods. I see this a lot in our neighborhoods. When I say our, listen, I'm going to go out on a limb and say about 75% of people, maybe 65% of people who work on Rikers Island come from the very hoods that these inmates come from, that these people get locked up from. You know what I'm saying? My family, drug dealer, this, that, maybe I stayed out of the trouble and I kept my nose clean and I became a correction officer. That don't mean that I don't know Tommy and Nuck and them that be out there hustling. It's just that now I'm wearing this uniform. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. When you grow up with people in the same neighborhood with you, and somebody in this family kills somebody in this family, and you don't have nothing to do with the beef. You don't have nothing to do with the beef. If your brother, cousin, uncle is out there hustling, robbing, stealing, killing, whatever, and that's the life he lived, everybody know that's your brother, but they also know that you ain't got nothing to do with that. But at the same time, when it comes to being in the hood, and a family member from this family kills a family member from that family, how do you cope? How do you cope with what's going to happen? How do you cope wanting justice for your family member that passed away? How do you cope wanting your family member not to go to jail and to get away with it? But no party, no family has the money to up and move down south and get out the neighborhood so you don't have to deal with such and such thing. I've seen people whose family did things to each other have to get on the elevator and ride down on the elevator every day and see this person. I know you didn't have nothing to do with my son, my brother, my cousin, my sister, whatever, dying, but your brother, your cousin, or whoever family member did. And I know you want them to be home, and I want justice for my family member. So how do you cope? What do? Do you take justice in your own hand, go out there and seek revenge for yourself and go out there and do something to them and possibly ruin your life if you got your stuff together and you doing okay and you wasn't out there running crazy and stuff like that? What do? How does your heart beat, and how does the hatred for the other family, not even you can't say the other family, but it develops into that. You ain't gonna be smiling and chuckling and juggling with them. You ain't gonna be shaking their hand and, cooling and stuff like that. It takes a lot of growth. It takes a lot of growth to be able to cope with a situation like that. Now, I've seen people grow. I see people grow and understand that, my people was out there. That's the life they was living in, and you know what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a hard thing to deal with, and you got to have really tough skin to be able to cope with and look at a family, and they look at you. They know what you're thinking. You know what they're thinking. You know what you're feeling. And I don't know how much time will go by where you won't feel that for that family. And they ain't have nothing to do with your cousin, brother, uncle running reckless, doing reckless things out there. Maybe he had it to him, coming to him. Maybe he didn't. Nobody's ever wants to see anybody get killed or die. I'm not condoning anything on any side or any party. But it's just that I'm sitting in there with this dude, and he's really feeling he's in the right. Maybe he felt it was my life or his life. Nobody was there. Nobody really knows. But the aftermath of that is what I'm trying to say is, what do you do and how do you cope when you still got to be living in a neighborhood with individuals that done did your family harm? That done did something to your family. That's your brother, cousin, uncle. What do you do? What do you say to them? You know what I'm saying? Now, I've seen situations where it really got bad and it really got ugly. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody wanted to do something to somebody. But I also seen where people have grown and they understand that what our family members did is not us, and it don't define us and who we are. Because in the hood, people family. Families who really pop in and get it in and be out there wilding. And people who got family members that's about something, that don't be out there wilding. So I just want to know, how do you build up the tough skin to deal with somebody's family that killed or murdered or did something to your family? And in the hood, we got this snitching code. You could be out there and you see somebody do something to your brother, cousin, whatever, and you know them. You know the whole family. We all know each other. We all grew up together. What do? Do you call the police? AKA snitch. That's what people call it, snitching. Do you call the police? Yo, I know Joe Black over in such on such street killed my brother, killed my cousin, shot my sister. There's some. Do you do that? And if you do that, how's the hood gonna look at you? Are they gonna look at you like you snitching? You got your whole life ahead of you. You sitting there, you rocking. You got a good job. You taking care of your family. You mind your business. You're not being in the street, but you know who killed your family member. So are you gonna worry about somebody saying you snitching? Do you feel in your heart you snitching? That's what it's about? Or do you feel like I want to get justification for my brother? You shouldn't have killed him. You shouldn't have did that. I don't care what he was doing. Now, if your brother or family member was out there running reckless, I'm just saying, maybe he had it coming to him. That's something that you don't know about because you're not out there living that life. Now, what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to going to jail, everybody's going to try to fight tooth and nail for their freedom. I don't care how much dirt they did. They want out. They want out. And when it comes to the hood and when it comes to snitching in the hood, that's a fine line to walk through. Now, some people feel, listen, if you're not out there selling drugs, if you're not out there in that life and everything, and you call the cops on somebody killed your family member, you're not snitching because you're a civilian. Because you're not in that life. We already know the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine, he was in it, he shouldn't have snitched, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, how do you cope? Because I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this guy. I'm not being judgmental because I wasn't there. I don't know what went down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't see best friends and all kind of people kill each other, fight each other, that you swear like, damn, they was tight as a motherfucker. I mean, they was tight as hell. And now he shot him over something. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there listening to this guy, and he's telling me that this individual did this to him, did that to him, did that to him, this snap. And they had a history. They had a history. It wasn't just, he just I'm going out here and I'm going to kill this dude today. It happened. He had the blick on him. Duke was disrespecting him and all kind of stuff. And he let that thing go. And he killed him. And Their family know each other. We all live around the same neighborhood. We all live around the same neighborhood. You see this one, you see this brother, you see his cousin, you see his mother, this and that. You get on the elevator with his moms. And you looking like your son killed my brother. Your son did this to my girl, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? How do you deal with that? How do you face these people? And then what if you did call the cops? What if you did call the cops and got them arrested and they got time and they went to jail? Still live in the same neighborhood. Still got to look at this person who did, I guess some people feel, what they were supposed to do. Or are they supposed to sit here knowing that they're not built like that? Like, I'm not going to get my gun and I'm not going to kill you or your people because they killed my people and stuff like that. I'm not doing it because I got kids, I got family, I got stuff I still got to take care of, despite of what my family member was out there doing. You know what I'm saying? But then how do you look at them when you know they put your family member away? The realness of a person, you got to know, yo, my son was out there wilding. My brother was out there wilding. My sister was out there. She did them. She stole that money. She did whatever she's doing. She be doing credit card scams and all kind of stuff, and it came back to her. Some family members rationalize like that, but it still don't take the pain away that my family member is gone and that you did that or your family member did that. And am I going to sit here and walk around in the neighborhood every day knowing you killed my brother, cousin, family member, or someone close to me? I know you did it. Everybody, the whole hood know you did that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's not snitching, which I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to advocate nobody, jump in somebody's business, do something, this, that. It was bugged out to me how this dude was sitting there really justifying what he did. And I'm not going to argue with him. I wasn't there. It's not from me to say, yo, bro, you still didn't have to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what somebody's going through or what happened. I just be thinking about the aftermath of why when people be going to jail and then their family got to deal with the families, if you're in the same neighborhood, especially if you're in the same neighborhood, you know, how do you cope? You know, do you go on about your business? Do you develop this thick skin and just say, you know what, that was him, rest in peace. You know, I wish he wasn't out there doing this and that. Or you're going to say, that was my loved one and your people killed him. And you can always feel a way about his death. You know what I'm saying? Like we have some people out there who have family members strung out on drugs and we really don't want to see them like that, but they get into stuff out there, you know what I'm saying? And you can't do anything if they running off with somebody's pack, if they doing something crazy out there and you're not involved in that. You know what I'm saying? And then on the flip side, you got other people who feel, hey, your family member did something to my family member, I'm going to do something to your family member. And then that cycle goes on, and we all going to jail. We all going to jail, and everybody's life is ending. Not just the person who got killed, but people who getting life and getting all these years in jail and stuff like that on some revenge stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when does it stop? So, like I said, it was just a thought of mine listening to this gentleman who's going to trial, fighting his case, you know, justifying why he should be free after he killed somebody or killed your family member. And then you sitting up there dealing with seeing his brother, his cousin, his mother, you know what I'm saying, every day walking around the neighborhood knowing that they took your family member's life. Their family member took your family member's life. It's your boy, Big G. It's just another situation that I went through while working there on Rikers Island. I got 100 of them. Do me a favor, like and hit that subscribe button. I'm coming back at you with some more videos. It's your boy, Big G, and I'm out.